Hello Galactic family. The Matrix. It signifies seeing beyond the invisible prison walls of our reality, and recognizing and questioning its existence is one of the first signs of awakening, of truly waking up. At first, the beginning of our transition and recalibration to higher frequencies beyond the construct of the Matrix is a blissful, beautiful experience. Being connected to the multiverse, to the cosmic love energy, is life-changing. We begin to understand the energies behind love and gratitude, the power our thoughts have in manifesting our realities, and how non-attachment and sovereignty can improve our experience of the present. Yet, this path of transcendence, of awakening and ascension, can be threatened by where we wake up. If we were to wake up on a nice floaty planet of higher order living, no harm, no fear, no anger and hate, well, that would be kinda cool. We could do our quantum makeover, our butterfly emerging from the chrysalis thing, and be at one with a harmonized existence. But it is not so here on Earth. Planet Earth circa the 21st century is a pretty scary place to wake up in. The Matrix, this third-dimensional reality, is a planet under siege, a panopticon prison, holding a people who have been separated and oppressed for thousands of years. Anytime in the last 2,000 years, waking up here would have been hard, as much of humanity's existence in each individual life cycle has been driven by the basic need to survive. This leaves little time for peace, quiet reflection, meditation and existentialist thinking. Add to this the cosmic celestial waves of quantum energy transitioning a whole planet to higher dimensions at once, the age of Aquarius, and we've got a whole heap of drama going on. The human experience of reality in the early 21st century is known as the Matrix, maybe a computer program, a holographic universe, the third dimension. As Morpheus says in the Matrix film, everything you see around you is the Matrix. The key word here is see. We see with the eyes, not the soul, our third eye, our heart, or our energetic frequencies. We are programmed to discount these senses. The Matrix strips us back, disconnecting us from our spiritual whole self. The Matrix aims to control us, to manipulate our thoughts, feelings, and existence. It wants us to be drones, to work 8 hours, sleep 8 hours and play, that is by spend for 8 hours. An elitist control system. It is a pyramidal power structure propagated through economics, religion, politics and war. It is hardwired with traps, pitfalls, and ways to capture us and lock us down if we question it too loudly. Our education system is designed as a capitalist sausage meat factory, producing brave new world hatchlings, and the system micromanages us, particularly in the West, with our nanny state, CCTV, drones and bureaucracy. Intensive religious, cultural and economic programming means we struggle to be our authentic selves. We are given our Matrix avatar at birth, our life experience dictated by where we are born, and what jobs must be filled. In this reality, 1984's grim vision of a controlled future is not far from where we find ourselves. Waking up means we start to break apart this avatar, to step out of our designated role and assumed identity, and to question, challenge and therefore threaten the status quo. And the system responds to our awakening. Conspiracy theorists who question and challenge the system are mocked, vilified, abused and attacked for being curious, for not accepting everything at face value. But the vast numbers of people who have woken up since 2012 has changed this subtle strategy of manipulating and oppressing free thinkers. The Matrix can no longer rely on our rejection from friends, family and neighbors for our radical ideas, so it has stepped up its assault. However, these are the actions of a dying man, a sinking ship, a system crashing around their gold filigree ears. Language used only in the conspiracy theorist community until recently is now mainstream. That is the elite, mind control, propaganda, Orwellian, the New World Order, etc. Mass movements of our evolution are occurring globally every day, and people literally are waking up in the masses and they are not happy with what they see. Waking up in the matrix for an individual waking up in such a hostile environment as this matrix, a degree of care is required to navigate the potential traps rigged into its web of control. In a panopticon prison, there is always the risk some inmates will work it out, peer beyond the invisible bars, see that we can't all be controlled by a single guardsman, and realize that there is freedom of thought and action and belief right there for us. We just need to step into it. Of course, like prison inmates, there are also some who prefer the matrix. They know the stake isn't real but they choose it over wisdom, for knowledge of our reality is harsh. In the Matrix films, the Nebuchadnezzar is an accurate if somewhat depressing metaphor for the truth. The real nature of our world today is unjust, abusive, uncompromising, brutal and hostile. Waking up is harsh. It takes guts, courage, and a willingness to let go of all preconceived ideas about the world and our place in it. It requires that we see the truth in the world around us, and it leaves nothing hidden, no secrets, and no comforting lies. But, if we wake up and don't begin to embrace a holistic approach to ourselves, balancing mind, body and soul, we risk going under, sinking along with the ship. To be awake and not spiritually connected is to limit hope and belief in a better world. To survive, we need to get spiritualized. To be awake and not connected to the universal love frequency is to sign our own death warrant. To see the unnecessary, planned and systemic despair, destruction, poverty and injustice of our world, and to not also feel the love in our soul is to send ourselves directly towards depression, anxiety, sickness and breakdown. So, to counterbalance the horrors we need to connect, get spiritual. There is love, gratitude, hope and compassion at the heart of most earth religions. Find the heart in yours. Or step out of organized religion and find your own brand of spirituality, whatever your understanding of that word is. There are no rules, only love, peace and empathy. Many people can experience a very sudden awakening, a bright light, a mind-expanding dream, or a fluctuation in their surroundings with enough impact to trigger conscious awakening. Some people wake up slowly, often stemming from a political awakening. How we wake up can have a big effect on how we cope. A slow, gradual awakening is easiest as we have time to adjust, question, research, read, reflect, adapt and refine our perception of the world as we go along. We can find people to help us along the way. We can find holistic remedies such as sound baths, chanting, meditation and yoga to gradually guide us along the path of awakening. But for those who wake up suddenly, it can be either a huge shock or a wonderful, enlightening, glorious moment. Either way it will take time to process as everything we once thought we knew shifts, changes, and morphs into something else just as we shift right along with it. This is the process of unplugging from the matrix. Like Neo in the Matrix films, we must find our true self to survive. We must believe we can manifest our own reality, connect to our inner power and know in our hearts, minds and souls that there is a better world, a new earth waiting for us to find it. If we choose the blue pill, then there is no awakening. We stay asleep, plugged in and aligned to the frequency and limitation of the matrix. But if we choose the red pill, we step through the looking glass, fall down the rabbit hole, and let go of all that holds us back. We seek truth and learn to speak truth, even when our voice shakes. At this stage of humanity's awakening, while the matrix of control is still pulling so many strings, the red pill is not for the faint-hearted. It is for the truth seekers, the earth warriors, the teachers, artists and free thinkers, the islanders, the angels and the indigos, for the people who want to free themselves, and others, and rise from the limitations of the matrix and into their true unique potential. As we wake up, raise our frequencies, seek alignment, balance and harmony with source and within in our chakra system, we experience a wide array of symptoms and changes. We become like ping-pong balls, flashing back and forth along the frequency spectrum, propelled by cosmic waves of organic evolution and our own internal vibrational triggers. We snap back and forth as each new wave hits us, and as our environment reacts in kind, channeling all this energetic shifting through our mind-body-soul system. Combine this with waking up in a hostile environment that does not want us to breathe deep, question, expand our consciousness and raise our vibrational level, and we've got a tricky challenge. Surviving the experience. These 7 tips for surviving the experience of waking up in the matrix can help to steady our boat in these stormy cosmic seas. 1. Meditate, pray, breathe and regularly connect to higher frequencies and your highest self. Build this into your daily routines, and let it become an organic part of your existence. 2. Try to keep your diet toxin-free and clean. This is a tall order in the matrix, where you may be mocked by friends and family for refusing to drink fizzy drinks, eat at McDonald's frontline food weapons distributor, or consume copious amounts of alcohol. 3. Don't be hard on yourself if you conform to pressure or habit. We are all a work in progress. Let it be, it will pass. Tomorrow is another day. Emotions like guilt, shame, anger and anxiety hold back our awakening, making our energies heavy and dense. Don't beat yourself up. 4. Find the flow, and find the groove in your life. The more we are in the present moment, the more in touch we are with this invisible cellular pull of our energies towards the right path for us. Do what you can when you can, and try and not get stressed about what you haven't done, or need to do. Be flexible, adaptable, grounded and confident. The more we go with the flow of life, the more in tune with the flow we become, and the more adept we become at navigating it. 5. Be selective about who you confide in. The matrix will trap any dissenters. It will try and box you in using, most commonly, pharmaceuticals, but also social traps that alienate, vilify and undermine our experience. 6. Learn to play the matrix game. If you break its rules, the rules of outwardly conforming, the matrix will lock you in, trap you and drain you. Adopt a stealth mode. Learn the rules of the game. Talk to your trusted tribe only. Seek guidance from healers and holistic therapies. 7. Self-care is key to surviving this waking up process. Be prepared to look into our spiritual mirror, release dark, heavy, sticky karma, and welcome lighter love vibrations into our lives. This involves shadow work, prayer, meditation, quiet time, reflection and release. Moving forward, for some, adopting stealth mode may be the least relevant of the above suggestions, as the current global awakening has reached such heights of openness and mainstream media penetration that standing up, fighting the injustice of the system, and refusing to play ball is far more possible than it has been for a while. The cabal are on shaky ground, they know it, we know it. Who doesn't know about Bohemian Grove, the Bilderberg Group, the Rothschilds, and the 12 families? If you're among those who don't, This article is a great start. So, while understanding the Matrix game can serve its purpose, stealth mode is not always necessary. Look at your own life. How much natural freedom do you have? If you have plenty, relax and enjoy waking up. If there is a lot of control and oppression in your life, then stealth mode is highly advisable. Wearing an outward avatar of conformity can help as we navigate the trickier element of raising our frequencies. When we are ready to step into our power, we will know it in our own lives and we will stand our ground. Until then, survival may necessitate camouflage and a stealthy strategy for some. System failure. Waking up in the Matrix, FP2. Be careful who you tell and who you talk to. Avoid trusting anyone who represents the system unless you know they are free thinkers, including doctors, social workers and priests or their equivalent. They are programmed to shut you down. They can be the lowliest people, kind and compassionate, but they are trained and programmed by the system, and their thinking is structured to follow the Matrix's algorithms. Keywords will set off alarms in their head, and trigger processes and procedures that can be hard to stop once they have started, and this is where the mental health system comes into play. Barbiturates are one effective way the Matrix hinders our awakening, as are painkillers and antidepressants. Antipsychotics are most commonly prescribed medications to people experiencing something outside the Matrix, children included. All of these substances will zombify us and make us more obedient to the system, while offering the Matrix the added benefit of the massive profits they generate in pharmaceutical sales. There will be no exit strategy offered to you. Our energetic system gets blocked, dulled and even switched off by succumbing to such systems. Approach Matrix-trained professionals with caution as a general rule of the Matrix game, unless you know they are awakened people who see beyond their training. Be mindful, practice being in the present and detaching yourself from anxiety about the past or worries about the future. Children, nature, friendship, good books and creative passions are all excellent ways to keep us focused on the now. It takes daily practice to stay in the moment, and progress can be slow at first, but setting focused intentions at the beginning of each day and building these practices into your routine can help you learn to see your own power. Avoid trying to escape too much. Once awakened, the spirit realizes it is in the third dimension, which can be brutal, harsh and painful, making us compulsively want to escape reality. We can achieve this through many ways, some seemingly beneficial, from tantric breathing to opiates, from meditation and lucid dreaming to complete detachment from others, to name a few. But remember, we are Trinity beings, mind, body, soul systems, with each element working in balance with the others. This balance comes from moderation, core grounding and chakra alignment, not from escape. If we seek escape into opiates or other mind-altering drugs, we risk neglecting our bodies, hearts and minds in the pursuit of crown chakra freedom of getting high. Spiritually speaking, this is not good. If we choose to release our spirit through meditation, it is good to practice grounding, earthing regularly, to bring our spirit back from the fifth dimension. While we are spiritual beings, we are also human beings, so it is vital we hold our center and remain grounded to this plane. Connecting to the Gaia reality helps to stabilize us, and keeps us aligned with the third dimension while still expanding through our crown and third eye chakras. Balance and moderation are key to surviving awakening in the Matrix. Monitor addictive behaviors closely, and if you can, get yourself off big corporation pharmaceuticals. Synthetic drugs will never, ever be good for you or your spiritual well-being long-term. If you benefit from these drugs, that is, they prevent depression, psychosis and/or personality disorders. Use them for as long as they help you. Understand that, although drugs are regularly prescribed over the long term, they interact with the mind and body in a way that is beneficial only as a short-term intervention. So while you work to rid yourself of dependency, find positive ways to get your equilibrium back. Doctors won't offer an exit strategy. There isn't one, and that's not what they're paid to do. Take control. We need to lead this, so seek advice from others who have had similar experiences. Look to history and cultures outside the matrix of control. Ancient cultures and many tribal cultures surviving today believe a breakdown, a mental crash, can be the result of spiritual awakening, of a body-mind-soul system raising its frequencies. These cultures nurture those people who experience this. They value their erratic, strange behaviors, welcome the messages received through their channelings and visions, and use energetic healing practices to help them clear negative energy and ease the individual's passage through this karmic, cosmic, quantum process. If any of these symptoms resonate with you, seek alternative healing remedies from Gaia. Research shamanism. There may be some guidance and answers there for you. Final thoughts. The natural organic evolution of Gaia lends itself to a bumpy ride for the beings traveling with her. Yet, we each chose to be here: teachers, warriors, shamans, free thinkers, rebels and healers. We have a mission. To fulfill that mission and raise the frequency in our little sphere of influence is to learn how to play the matrix game and navigate these cosmic storms while remaining stable and mindful in the third dimension. We can all be karmic Neo. We can all stop bullets, learn kung fu and even rock a leather coat if we choose to. Find your soul tribe and stay close. Be still and connected. Allow the routines of the Gaia experience to ground you. Embrace the natural flow of the universe, the higher vibrations, and let go of material needs, ego trips and inferiority complexes. Be in the now. Break free from constraints and controls placed on you by different arms of the machine. It's time to step into your power. We can do this. If we breathe in the love frequency, avoid matrix traps, and share space with good people, we will ride these waves with grace and humility. Easy surfing, beautiful people. Namaste.